because I'm happy and I want to make everyone else around me happy. I call it practical, not perfect. Great on camera and from far away, but if you're having a conversation with someone, that tends to be the only thing that you stare at. Okay, so to get started, we're gonna work with prepping our face. Before priming our face, I know that in many other makeup tutorials you see people will use a moisturizer. When I do competitions, you have a tendency to sweat. I naturally have oily skin to begin with, so the last thing I want to do is make it worse. What I started doing when I was looking at competing 5 years ago was trying to follow stage performers, people who were in the spotlight. They were up on stage, they dealt with the heat, and their makeup didn't melt off their face. You can either get Alcone, Stop the Sweat, as the name implies, or Metron makes a skin prep as well. Take a couple cotton balls, you just dab this all over your face, and it's amazing. You won't have to deal any with sweat for the whole day. So we're just gonna take a cotton ball here, a couple dabs on it, and get it everywhere. I did a figure competition in Las Vegas, and it was late July, so 120 degrees outside, and they wanted us at the venue a couple hours before the show started. And unfortunately, the people who were running the venue would not let us in yet because the bag check security person hadn't showed up. So here we were, all covered in a couple coats of spray tan. My spray tan may have almost melted off from sweating, but my face and my makeup stayed because of this. When you wake up in the morning, you have the bloodshot eyes. I've been using Visine every day. This product called Lumify. Safe to use once a day, and it will brighten your eyes. So that was something that I did before I started filming, just to kind of freshen my face and make me appear more awake. It's pretty early right now. You don't need a prescription for it from what I know. I believe Sephora carries it. Next step that we're gonna go from here is going to be foundation. I don't bother using concealer just because my foundation's full coverage and gonna be considerably darker than what I would use if I was going out for a normal everyday look. Reason being is when you do figure competitions or a lot of the bodybuilding divisions, you will get more than one coat of a competition grade spray tan. So you are going to be dark. And there's nothing more humorous than to have somebody walking around with a super dark spray tan up to your neck, and then you've got a white porcelain doll face. I don't plan on doing this pinup look for an everyday look without having a coat or two of spray tan. So the foundation that I'm using is purposefully a shade or two too dark. Also know that you can use the beauty blenders to blot it on your face. There's a lot of different application methods. I have found over the years that my fingers work best. Beauty gurus, don't scold me. It's whatever works best for you. So if you want to take the time to use the blender to blend it out, you can. For me, being up on stage, they're not real close to my face, so I don't mind it being a little bit thicker. If it's for Halloween or a special occasion where you're gonna be up close face to face, you might want to make it match your skin tone instead of being so drastic. Or you can sign up and go get a spray tan and make the rest of your body match your face. We're gonna do a couple pumps here on my finger, and then I'm just gonna start putting it on. Like I said, don't freak out. I promise by the end of this, it won't look as drastic. Blend it into my hairline once I'm done. So I do own a beauty blender, and then you can actually kind of use this to smooth it out with your hairline and clean up some of the excess. The hard part is I work 8 to 5. I have a career. To do that level of contouring that you see these girls doing on YouTube, and then to show up to the office under fluorescent lighting all day, you're sitting in a meeting and it's definitely obvious that you have, you know, even with it blended out beautifully, on more than one occasion people would say something about it. So just scrapped it. But this, I mean, if you're gonna go out and you're gonna dress up as a pinup, go big or go home, right? So our next step is going to be blush. If I am just doing this to go out for an event or a car show or Halloween, I will probably just stick to a powder blush. What I do from here is we're gonna prep the eyelids to do your eyeshadow. You'll typically want to use some type of cream. I had used the MAC Cosmetics paint pots before. They're a little pricey, and I actually found that Walgreens have Revlon, which is considerably cheaper. So for me, it's all about doing this on a budget. Fitness competitions are not cheap. So pick a brush that works best for you for application, and you're just going to apply it all the way underneath your eyebrow and around anywhere that you're going to be putting your eyeshadow. All right, so all I have done now is go back over with a light white eyeshadow. Eyebrows. All right, guys, I am not one of these people who are gonna spend 30 minutes making the perfect eyebrow. I have a hard time if I run across someone in person to have a conversation with them and not be constantly staring at their eyebrows instead of staring at them. I merely take an eyebrow pencil and I shape them a little bit, and then this is pretty much just to fill in the after effects of the early 2000s and over plucking your eyebrows. You know, back then everybody wanted to look like Gwen Stefani, and you'll see everybody had the pencil thin eyebrows. So hate to say it, I was on board with that too. So there are a few little places that are thin and haven't grown back. You're gonna take an eyebrow pencil. They make these in gel form. I like the pencil form because I seem to get more use out of it. So start at the inside here. At the bottom, just draw a line from the bottom corner to the highest point here. Just gradually filling it in with I've always had thick eyebrows to begin with, so used to get made fun of. Now who's laughing? There we go. So from here is one of my favorite parts. It's the eyeshadow. You have the liberty to use whatever colors you want. My mom was with Mary Kay back in the day, so I saw all the diagrams about use this one for the base of the lid, this one for outside, for inside, for crease. I learned through trial and error over the years that I actually have hooded eyelids. And what that means is, I don't know if you notice when your eyes are kind of closed, some girls, when they open their eyes, they don't have this part of the lid that kind of hoods over. Mine do, my left one a little bit more so than the right. So I was spending all of this time doing the different colors and variations in my eyes just to look straight forward and have half of that be hidden in the crease. So I got lazy and easy and practical. Whatever eyeshadow palette you want to use is great. I've had this one here for about 4 years, and I am going to use it all if I can. You'll want to start with a medium color. I am going to pick It is called Buck by Urban Decay. And so you're just going to dab that on a little bit thicker brush, and then you're going to want to do it right in the middle of the crease. So you'll kind of, that eye will look down and you will just blend it. And this part is where you can cheat that gradient look by just blending. So you're gonna kind of pat it on there and blend it out. And so as you're blending it, when you blend it up towards the brow bone is where it's going to kind of give it a little bit lighter gradient. If you know more and can do more, go for it. I am lazy. I'm gonna do the bare minimum I have to because this is only part of my day. Usually if I am doing a competition, I have to go get a second coat of spray tan that morning. I have to get my hair fixed. So the makeup, you just gotta get it done. I mean, you can't spend all morning on it. Check-in times are usually fairly early for competitions to start. We are going to, from there, go to everyone's least favorite part, which is the eyeliner. For the pinup look, what is a classic look is that cat eye that goes up. Fortunately, it's in style right now too for every day. Pretty much every day I do the cat eye, but I just probably won't do it as dramatic as I'm going to for the pinup look. There are different bottles and containers for liquid eyeliner. I have always kind of preferred a pen. I think it gives me more control. And so this one is by Styla, and it's a waterproof eyeliner, which is what I like. It's great. As I mentioned earlier, I have fairly oily skin, and when doing these competitions in the bright lights, I don't want to sweat. I also don't want to have that line of eyeliner above my crease from where it's kind of melted off. It has a very pointed tip on it, which is awesome. So what you want to do for the cat eye, they're never going to look identical for each eye. So just forgive yourself now. Actually work from the outside in. The first thing that I'm gonna do is just put the eyeliner right above my eyes like normal. So, thin line. Not gonna do too much talking through this. Steady hands. Okay, so you've got the eyeliner just across the lid like normal. Make sure to kind of keep looking down a little bit since this is a liquid eyeliner. If you have a tendency to look up or straight up, it's going to smear everywhere. So be patient just for a second or two, let it dry. I take the eyeliner and turn it backwards, and I set the tip of it where I want that cat eye to start. And then I bring it in. And then from there, I don't touch the tip again because you have a tendency to make it too thick. But about halfway or 3/4 of the way down, I will make it more dramatic and kind of tie all that in. So there's one. Same thing for the other eye. For the lower lids, traditionally you don't see too many of the authentic pinup women that actually lined the lower lid. I'm so used to it and comfortable with it that it feels very weird for me not to have my lower eyelids lined. I actually use a waterproof eyeliner. This one is by Estee Lauder, and it is a pencil. It's a twist out pencil, but I smudge it. I still do the upper and the lower. Not 100% authentic pinup, but you have to somehow make it your own. Do what makes you feel the most beautiful. I am just going to Put the eyeliner on. From one end to the other. Since I'm going to be blending this out some, I'm not overly concerned about being a little messy. I know some women too will take that white liner and line the waterline of your eyes. I have allergies really bad. Let's face it, I learned over the years that I was just lining my eyes for about 20 minutes, and then due to my allergies and tearing up, that white liner would just be gone by the time I got to the office. It also looks a little funny. It looks great on camera and from far away, but if you're having a conversation with someone, that tends to be the only thing that you stare at. It's called practical, not perfect. I know that typically what we would do next would be lashes and mascara. I'm going to save that for last because when you do the setting powder, if you already have the mascara and the lashes on, it's just going to leave white powder all over them and make them look really gumped up. So save that for later. Thing that we want to work on is our lips, the wonderful traditional pinup red lips. I shopped around. I'm very picky about what color red lips I would like to have. I probably haven't purchased any of the popular brands just because I've been trying to keep it on a budget. I have a red lip liner and then a red lipstick. I am doing this pinup look, or when I'm doing fitness competitions, I want to smile and smile big because I'm happy and I want to make everyone else around me happy as well. What you're going to want to do here is for your top lid is line it, if you want to do this, slightly above where your natural lip line is. And then that way when you fill it in and you smile, it gives you just a little bit more definition. So. And then you just carry it forward with your bottom lip. Okay, so we have them lined. And then I'm just going to take my red lipstick here and fill it in. One thing I love about red lipstick is that it makes your teeth look really white, which is awesome. I do whiten my teeth. I haven't gone and done the Zoom or any of the treatments where you actually sit under a light. I had my dentist fit a mold for me, and then I just go and get the bleaching trace, the gel from them. From here, this was another tip that I got from watching YouTube videos with news anchors and stage performers. This is not just your typical translucent powder. This one here is by Krylon. It is an anti-shine powder. Oh my God. You know, in the world of highlights right now where everybody shimmer this and highlight that, I'm the polar opposite. My naturally oily skin and my nervous sweating is going to give me enough of that shine and glow naturally. I don't have to emphasize it. This stuff is awesome because a little bit goes a long ways, and it will set all of your makeup, and then it will also keep it from shining, keep you from sweating, which when you're doing these fitness competitions, you're nervous. It doesn't matter how many of these that you've done. You want to put your best foot forward. So, like I said, a little bit goes a long ways. I usually will dab a little bit on the brush and use the lid, and then just apply liberally. This is another great reason too for using the foundation that's a little bit darker than normal, because this being a bright white powder, and even though it is a translucent powder, it's still gonna lighten your skin tone up a little bit. The thing that I didn't mention earlier that I'm just now kind of noticing is when it goes to applying your foundation, a lot of people will apply foundation to your neck. If I wasn't going to get spray tanned, then likely I would go ahead and bring this down and make sure that you blend it here back behind your ears, that you blend it down to your neck. When you do the spray tans, what they have a tendency to do is it's very targeted. They know exactly where they're putting it. They're very skilled at what they do. And so usually you'll just have your chin up and they'll spray tan you here. If you have too much full coverage foundation or makeup here across your neck and then they spray tan you, one, it doesn't soak in, and then two, it just looks muddy. And that's kind of the last thing you want, because as you're bending your neck and moving around, you get creases here in your neckline. So forgot to mention that in the beginning. Like I said, this is a learning experience for me too. And the last step is eyelashes. These are just drugstore beauty products. I mean, find what works best for you. I don't want to recommend something and then you go and try it with your skin tone and your complexion and not like it. That's not what this makeup tutorial is about. It's more about owning the look. I am going to do is go ahead and just do the upper and lower lashes. All right, so have the mascara on. From here, if you wanted to be even more dramatic, you could add fake eyelashes. I'm not gonna do that today, just because I have to go about the rest of my day, and the eyelashes are a little too dramatic for what the rest of my day entails. But in a future video, I do plan on doing a full stage look makeup tutorial, which is similar to this one with a few variations. It's a whole lot more dramatic eyes and a little less lip, more of a neutral lip. This is the finished look. I thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I promise it'll get better over time as I learn all the ins and outs of this YouTube world. Leave me a comment below. I will read those. Most importantly, subscribe to my channel. I want to make this grow. I want to be able to reach out to others. Thanks so much. And coming up on the next tutorial is going to be the Victory Roll Pin Up Updo.